Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was in Vihiga County yesterday. And Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was accompanied by key allies of Raila Odinga. And just like I keep on telling you on this platform, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. So in this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about that visit by Kalonzo Musyoka to Vihiga County. Because the visit, in my view, is significant politically speaking for several reasons. Number one, that's the first major political event Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was organizing outside Ukambani after being endorsed, in quotes, by Raila Odinga. Number two, the meeting is also significant because of the high number of Raila Odinga's allies who accompanied Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to that event. And also, if you were keen, you should have noted that the Azimio leaders from the mountain, that is Martha Karua, Jeremiah Kioni, Mwangi Wairia, were missing in action. Why do you think they were missing? First of all, let us begin this video by looking at the people who accompanied Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to Vihiga. There was Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Ambetsa Oparanya is the ODM deputy party leader. There was Opiyo Wandayi, the majority leader, that is the face of Raila Odinga in that meeting. There was the Kilifi Senator Madzayo, again the face of ODM in that meeting. The host during that event was Otsosi, a key ally of Raila Odinga. Edwin Sifuna attended that event. Edwin Sifuna is the ODM Secretary General. There was Caleb Amisi, a key ally of Raila Odinga. I can name them and continue and continue. Which brings me to the conclusion that Raila Odinga was actually behind that meeting.
Musyoka, Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa, Mheshimiwa Oparanya, viongozi wote ambao wako hapa, wahudumu wa kanisa, ndebanyole bosi ndakamsiesia mlembe
kufika hapa siku ya leo. Na vile vile kama mjuavyo tushaomba tayari.
Ya kwanza, prayer request ya kwanza, tafadhali muombe uongo wa viongozi uishe.
Hebu nifanya mkono hivi kama uko hai, najua mambo ni ngumu, njaa ni mingi kwa sababu Kenya imetapeliwa.
Asante sana, mimi naitwa Caleb Amisi, mbunge wa Saboti, Trans Nzoia. Nataka
Wandayi, Mrembe Vosi, Mrembe Kandi, yangu itakuwa machache. Kwanza ni kushukuru Mungu.
Mumefurahi kuona Kalonzo? Mumefurahi kuona Oparanya? Mumefurahi kuona Eugene? Asante sana. Sasa kwa haraka,
baba yangu anatoka Kakamega County, huko karibu na Oparanya, Idaho. Bwana yangu anatoka Nyakach. Kwa hivyo mtu ambaye anaitangwa Mkenya ni mimi. Nimekuja hapa kusimama na kijana wetu Osoti.
Kijana hapa ameniambia hata Ruto siku hizi atasema ukiangalia msichana 10,000, kushika yeye mkono 20,000, kuongea na yeye 30,000, ati akupatie namba ya simu 50,000. Yaani kila kitu hao watu wanataka kuweka ushuru. Utaishi namna gani?
Zakayo amekwama juu ya nini?
tuelewane vizuri.
Zakayo amekwama wapi? Juu ya mti
Kubwa kwa sababu mimi nimetoka Kilifi, nimekuja hapa ili niweze kuangalia mambo ya kanisa lenu.
Mimi ni Deputy Governor Wilberforce Kitiezo, na nimekuja hapa kujumuika na viongozi wenzangu.
Nikaribishe vinara wa Azimio ambao tuna wawili hapa, wengine wako kule Nairobi, na baba mwenyewe ako kule Migori, Homa Bay. Kwa hivyo niongee machache kwa sababu naona muda inaendelea. Nataka nikaribishe ndugu yangu Eugene Wamalwa. Makofi kwa Eugene Wamalwa.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Oparanya, mgeni wetu wa heshima siku ya leo, His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Mirembe handi, mirembe vosi, Bwana Yesu asifiwe.
And for those who've been following this channel very closely, a few weeks ago, I offered my unsolicited advice to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka on some of the things that he really needed to succeed in his bid of becoming the President of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. And one of the things I pointed out was that he needed to revamp his social media presence. Let me just take you to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's Facebook very briefly, because I've seen a lot of improvement on that, because in this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about the particular visit by Kalonzo Musyoka to Vihiga. But let us just look at the things which I think Kalonzo Musyoka is trying to do of late, which in my view is significant. I'm just getting the Facebook page, Kalonzo. This is what Kalonzo Musyoka posted on his Facebook page yesterday. The voice of the people must be heard, and we hear you loudly and clearly. The increasingly unmanageable cost of living remains the number one concern in all parts of the country. I thank the faithful of St. James SK Muyala Church, Mbali Parish, Vihiga County, for the wonderful worship session this morning, as well as Wananchi of Luanda for the rapturous reception this afternoon. So basically, Kalonzo Musyoka attended some fundraiser, and later on they held a massive rally in Luanda town. And the only thing I would encourage Kalonzo Musyoka to try and do is to always include some of the leaders who accompanied him. For example, in this, I would have asked him to include, like, I was accompanied by blah, 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 blah. So which would make a lot of sense. Now, let me just take you very briefly to some of the comments here, because I've gone through some of the comments here. Someone is saying here, James Munyao is saying, Kenya One can be a great name for you going forward. Number two, a great social media presence. So it means Kenyans are also noticing that. And the same guy is advising him also go live when in rallies. And I commented that ODM did that for him. Number four is saying, do many rallies in a day. Of course, the campaigns are not yet, so you can't really expect him to go much. Have post with the crowd every day. Panorama, I think this is someone who understands a bit political communications. Clear photos, which is important. Show power of the masses. Great posters and TV presence towards the final. Now, that's in the future. So basically, people are noticing the changes which Kalonzo Musyoka is doing. Someone is saying, Karathini Johnny is saying, Kalonzo, you are doing well. Keep up. Increase visibility on the ground, addressing these serious issues bedeviling the country. Note, your cameraman should be very careful with the kind of photos they take. Let them be extra serious, since these photos aren't with a person of your tenure. So basically, it means the photos here, which were shared here, even my phone, I think, would have taken a better photos, if you ask me, some of these photos here. So the truth is, Kalonzo Musyoka is not trying to improve his social media presence, but I don't want to get into that. I want to focus on the event in Vihiga. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. What are some of the things that Kalonzo Musyoka really needs to do to win the presidency in 2027? Let me just briefly give you the three of them. Number one is that Kalonzo Musyoka should be able to really win the support of the ODM base. There is no way Kalonzo Musyoka's bid for the presidency can be success if, for example, he will not succeed in winning the ODM support base. And where are some of the ODM support base? The ODM support base is in Nyanza, the Luhya Nation, in coastal region. If he can consolidate those regions and then add the Ukambani votes, and try and penetrate a bit of the Kikuyu nation or the Mount Kenya for that matter, Kalonzo Musyoka will be ready. But as long as he won't be able to persuade ODM stronghold to support him, he should forget. Number 2 is the formation. And I was talking to a friend of mine and we were discussing this seriously. Maybe you could also advise. The guy was telling me that, Lee, for Kalonzo Musyoka to win the presidency, he must have a Kikuyu or someone from Mount Kenya as a running mate. And for me, I had a different idea. That the mountain are already decided. Those who will vote for Ruto will vote for Ruto. Those who will not vote for Ruto will not vote for Ruto. And those who are disappointed by Ruto's performance will not vote for Ruto. So, for me, the best place for Kalonzo Musyoka to get his running mate is actually the Luhya Nation. And if he can't get that running mate from the Luhya Nation, then he can move and persuade Raila Odinga to be his running mate, for that matter. This analysis is assuming Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot. So his formation will play a huge role in determining whether he's going to win. And lastly, the Kenya Kwanza failures. And in these Kenya Kwanza failures, it means Kalonzo Musyoka must come up with a proper communications strategy. A communication strategy that will make Kenyans believe that if Kenya Kwanza is given an opportunity for the next 2 months, beyond 2027, then the country is going to collapse. So they must come up with a proper strategy that will be able to highlight Kenya Kwanza failures to an extent that every Kenyans will understand that the country is failing. If he can do that, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can actually become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But what is the significance? What was the objective of yesterday's visit to Vihiga? Number 1, I think Raila Odinga is trying to introduce Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to his strongholds, basically the ODM strongholds. What is not very clear is how he's going to maneuver this, because you see, like in Vihiga, there was DAP Kenya of Eugene Wamalwa. Of course, Eugene Wamalwa and Oparanya, those are the 2 guys who, one of them, if Kalonzo were to pick someone from the Luhya Nation, he would definitely pick one of those. Oparanya is in ODM party, Wamalwa is in DAP Kenya. Those are the truth. And Wamalwa is also trying to push for DAP Kenya candidates. And the thing is, Raila is trying to introduce him to Azimio stronghold, which is the Luhya Nation. But now, listening to this guy. Okay? And then now, listen again to this other guy. So I can foresee problems there. Number 2, I also tend to think that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's 2027 political formation is actually taking shape. And that can explain the absence of Martha Karua, the absence of Jeremiah Kioni, the absence of Mwangi wa Iria. Because I paid very close attention. Wajakoya the 5th, his absence was explained. He actually sent apology. So those are some of the realities that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's formation is going to be in Western Kenya. How he's going to maneuver to outwit Musalia Mudavadi is something that maybe you could help me figure out how he's going to do that. The third thing which I'm getting from this visit is that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is not trying to improve his visibility. Basically, Kalonzo Musyoka is not trying to move out of Ukambani. And is also trying to get out of the shadows of Raila Odinga. And I think that's what Raila Odinga is trying to do to him. Go to a place without Raila and then see the reaction. Which brings me to my 4th point, which is basically Raila Odinga and Azimio trying to test the acceptability and the reaction of Azimio supporters on Kalonzo Musyoka's bid. Like he was in Vihiga, Raila was not there. Of course, with the Azimio leaders, how was he received? I don't know what you think, but for me, I tend to think that in my conclusion, Raila Odinga is fully behind Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's latest moves. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.